Hi there, this is Becky Murdoch, and this video is to show you how to run a report and analyze numbers on 31 Today and in your virtual office. This is a great video for upcoming leaders and analyzing your downline and your upcoming numbers, as well as at-risk consultants to figure out how much you need to submit in a specific month to still stay active, or just anyone who wants to understand their numbers and their volume history within the company. So I'm right here on 31 Today, and there's your month right here with this little box. You're just going to click on My Reports. That's the easiest way to get to your downline report. And there's a couple of different ways that you can analyze your numbers. So I'm going to skip this one at the top because I want to scroll down right here. Home Office has done an awesome job creating a personal summary. If you're not a leader yet, this Gen Zero and high performing non-leader summary you won't have, but everyone has a personal summary that's updated daily. If you take a look at this is a personal summary, again, that gets uploaded or updated every single morning. You can look back at your previous months to figure out how many parties you had, the number of guests at each party. That's really great for understanding kind of how many people are spending or how many guests you're inviting, your average party size, and then your PV. Further down, it talks about how many recruits and new team members you've added to your team, and then volume right here. But for a lot of us, we're going to be taking a look at these numbers right here, these kind of last 3 months. This is great for understanding how much more volume you need to submit to earn a specific K group, to stay active, to hit director numbers. And again, this summary is uploaded and updated every single morning. That pulls up in a new tab, so I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to scroll back up, because in our virtual office, we have a report with our downline. And so you'll just select the specific month you would like to run the report. I'm going to stick with this month. You'll click to run the current downline. And you'll see a list of everybody that's on your specific downline. So if you don't have any team members yet, then it will just show you. If you have a couple of team members, then it'll show them as well. But I'm going to look at how to analyze our specific numbers. So you have, here's me. If I wanted to send an email, the date that I started with 31, the state that I'm in, how many recruits or how many new team members I've had in a specific month, as well as if I'm active or not. If there's an R right next to, instead of a Y right here, that means you're considered at risk. For new consultants and anybody, we have to submit $200 every 90 days. If there's an R right here, that means we're just shy of that $200. This is the volume that we've submitted this specific month. This qualified means whether or not we've sold our first $1,000 in the company. If we haven't sold our first $1,000 yet, there's going to be an N right here. If we have sold our first $1,000, there's going to be a Y right here. This is the number of parties that we've submitted in a specific month. This is the amount of team sales that we have. QSC, and these specific numbers these specific abbreviations right here, these are more for upper level leaders. And so I really just want to focus on how we can analyze our specific numbers. So I'm going to come back over here to tools, and I'm going to click on that. And then these three little guys pop up. This has my contact information. This is viewing a specific downline. And then this one right here is view statistics. And this is where I want to spend a little bit of time. So on view statistics, a new pop-up window is going to show up, and there's a little pull down menu right here for a report. Personal volume by level, I don't really use that one too much. Start swell statistics, if you're in a start swell, you're in your first 120 days and you want to see how much you need for a level, the app is a really great place for that, or this report is a really great place for that. Party statistics are really great as well. It'll give you a longer glimpse and a more in-depth glimpse of those parties, how many guests are at a party, the average number they're spending. Promotion and demotion history, senior consultants, directors, senior directors, this is really important to take a look at. But we're going to take a look at personal volume history, because that's usually where we can find the numbers for qualifying for a certain K group or staying active as an active consultant. So I'm going to click on personal volume history, and this has my entire volume history since I started 31. And so you'll have that as well. So you can see November, I haven't submitted anything yet. You can see here's October and here's September. These numbers are really, really important, and let me tell you why. I'm going to pull my calculator over here. For at-risk consultants, this is really important because we're supposed to submit $200 every 90 days. If there's an R right here next to your name or where it says active, that means you haven't submitted that $200 yet. And so what you'll do is whatever month you're in, then you'll go back to the 2 previous months. So let's say in October, this is a 200, you need to stay active. Let's say in October you submitted $56. Okay, so I'm just subtracting 56 from the 200. And then let's say in September, I did a little bit more and I submitted 100. Okay, so then I'm gonna subtract 100. This number right here, this 44, this is the amount that I would need to submit in November to stay an active consultant. So again, I'm just taking that $200 minimum. Let's do a couple of different numbers. Let's say in October, I submitted $127. And then let's say in September, I submitted $57. Okay, that means in November, I would only need to submit $16 to stay active. Now, of course, I'm going to want to try and submit a $200 party, help the hostess get some rewards, but this is the very bare minimum of what I need to qualify for or what I need to submit to stay an active consultant. The same works with K groups. So let's say you have a goal of being in the 1K group, which would be $3,000 PV. You're submitting basically an average of $1,000 a month. Okay, let's say in October you submitted 1127. Okay, that leaves you 1873. And then let's say in September you submitted 942. That means for November, if you wanted to qualify to get into the 1K group, you would need to submit 931. So the easiest way that I have to kind of figure out where my goals are is to take what my goal is and then subtract the last 2 months or whatever the 2 months of the earning period is to determine how much I need to submit for the rest of the month. So again, if my goal is the 1K group, or let's say our group is going to, or our goal, let's change our goal to the half K group. That's 1,500. So let's say in October, we submitted $618. We had a hostess who had a rockin' party. Okay, and then let's say in the other month, the month before, we submitted $400. That means in November, to be part of the half K group, we would need to submit $462. So it really is just a question of taking a look at the math and taking a look at the numbers. What I really like doing with these reports, especially if you've been a consultant for a long amount of time, is to beat your best. So take a look at where you were with last November or last December, if you've been a consultant that long, and take a look at what the previous, in 2015 or 2014, what those numbers were, and then how you can beat your best December month or beat your best month ever. This report right here, this downline personal volume history, is going to have all of that information for you. It's also going to show you maybe historically where you kind of have tougher months. So January sometimes can be a tough month for people. And so if you're looking back and you're like, yeah, my January, I didn't hit the goals that I wanted to hit, then that's a heads up to start planning for that now in November and December. So that way you can maybe book an extra party or plan a bingo night or have a hostess appreciation, something that's going to help you still keep in touch with your goals, but is also just keeping a heads up. I love looking at my numbers. I'm a numbers person. If you ever want to chat numbers, let me know, because numbers tell a story. They let us know where we've been, and they also help us to determine where we are going. So leaders or consistent consultants, taking a look at your numbers should be something that you're doing a couple of times a month, because that's really going to help determine how successful you're going to be, help plan goals, and implement those goals as you need to. So again, this video was to help you run your own report, to take a look at your numbers, to help you meet levels for K groups, and to help you stay active as a consultant. Take care.